while we read for a temporary. There. Isn't that pretty? Now you got 2 Christmas trees. Yeah, this tree was donated to Kitty Christmas. So we've got a story to read to you all from that Cindy G, our friend and author, has written for another Christmas year. So we're going to do that. So because of the length of that, we're going to kind of hustle along here a little bit. This time, and Lynette, you want to do a drawing? Sure. This time, our 8x8 picture, isn't that beautiful of Coralie? It's so pretty. I love that pink underneath her chin. So this time, it will be an 8x8 canvas picture, and whatever name Lynette draws, you will get this picture. Well, not this one, but you'll get the canvas one like it. Yeah. Hey, Beth, can you just put a dryer? Who we got? And the winner is Kathleen B. You are the proud winner of the 8x8 canvas picture. And that will, I think it's in transit here now. So as soon as it gets here, we will send it on to you. And before we read our story, we have some cool things here for you. Oh, Lynette, you got some more names to draw? You got your, whoops, oh wait, no, I'm sorry, I thought that was our rocks, but I guess not. We'll do that one later.
Can you give me the tape and the pin?
Uh-huh. And the pin? There's a pin?
There was a pin.
Oops, pin's gone. Is it in the little thingy over there? All right, we're going to test you guys' FFRC smartness. So this time we have 2 more bags of, it's all full of really awesome kitty toys. And this is the question. So remember, if it says like we need 4 answers, you have to have all 4 at the same time given. Okay? So, and we're going to go by our screen here for the winners so we can keep track here. All right, you ready? Get your brains a-going. What are the names of the 4 four-legged animals on the farmyard? What are the names of the 4 four-legged animals of the farmyard? Do. I bet you know.
I do.
Yeah. Pop them up there. Somebody's taking their temperature.
Hey.
Okay, think about it. What are the names of the 4 four-legged, so the animals that live at the big
Barn.
red barn on the, no, you gotta have their names, and it's not Jasper. No, you have to have the names of them. I'll give you one hint. There's 2 horses. Jabberwocky, Millie, Pickles, Benny, and Maverick. Anybody else got a guess? Oh gosh, you know what? You are right. Actually, Mighty Cat is also right. I forgot about the pigs. Yeah. Forgot about the pig names because they know the pig names. Yeah, I forgot about them. But yes, so it's Mighty Cat, and let me see who was right above Mighty Cat, and Jabberwocky. Yeah, I was thinking Millie is the donkey, Pickles is the goat, Benny and Maverick are the 2 horses, but yes, there are 4 pigs down there, and you're absolutely right. Those are, they have names too. Good one. Okay, here's another one.
Oh, Jackie.
Uh-huh.
If they won last round, do they still?
Yeah, we'd never said. What, okay, so the first 2 people that can answer this. What is FFRC's website? What do you type in or put in there for FFRC's website. Let's see how many of you know that right off the top.
There's a first and last.
Who can do it? Who can do it? What is our website? FFRC's website. And this is the sock and the mouse, and they're both filled with catnip. That question. Why not, Dark Cat? Do you know what our website is? A link. Okay, but yeah, that's what I had wanted, was FOFrescue.org. Yeah, yep, our 2 mods did get that. Yeah. Sorry, that one might have been a weirdo one, but we're gonna do this for Fly Mom and Dark Cat, because they are our wonderful mods. Let me see here above. Whoops, sorry, Dark Cat. Yeah, okay, I didn't realize that question was kind of weird. Okay, the first 2 people that can name, and we have a crate tag, and the first person to get it will be a crate tag. The second one is another one of the square calendars, and this is the last one on this property. Oh, what are the names, first 2 people, of the 4 FFRC Siamese cats? We have 4 of them here on the property. The first one will get the crate pad, the second one will get the calendar. Who are our 4 Siamese, FFRC Siamese kitties? Got to name all 4 at the same time. Tanya, Asha. Okay, Tweety Tweet. Somebody copy hers. Asha, Tanya. Yep, and Jax. Tweety. This is Tweety. And this is Jax. Okay, you got it. Yeah, Pontiac, Sparrow, Asha, and Ramsey. Oh, look how many of you all know that. And Fred? You all are awesome. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And we have one more of these, so we'll do this one real quick. And we only have 1 winner on this. This is last year's Christmas story that Cindy G, our friend and author, wrote.
And
So,
I had her sign those.
oh, these are signed. Where'd she sign it?
Oh, that one she was waiting to see
Oh,
who it went
okay.
to.
Okay, ready? This is the one that wins this. What is the name of the pen where Vernon sleeps at night? What is the name of the pen where Vernon sleeps at night? Sparrow is a Siamese or mix. Yeah. Dodger's pen, Michelle H. You got it. Dodger's pen. Oh, look how many of you know it.
Cindy.
Oh, that makes me happy.
Cindy.
Thank you, guys. Thank you all. Yeah, I'm not a trivia mod, am I? Dark Cat for sure. But I have fun trying. We're going to do our names next. These are another third of the ones who donated for Kitty Christmas.
Does catnip?
Ooh. Whoa, good job.
Hey, there's my pen.
Maybe we could use this. You want to come over and help us? There you go. Okay, this is the third of the people that helped us with Kitty Christmas. And look at this. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? That's all you all. Hey, maybe Cindy could take the catnip out of here for you, Lynette. Yeah, thank you. Do you need to step outside? It's over there. Yeah, can you take it to the office? Okay, we'll have a Nettie on the floor. Kathy P. Yeah, that's Warps. Susan and George. Susan and George. Oh. Okay, Lynette, can we pause a moment and write this down, please? I won't remember. Fly Mom to Val and Mighty Cat to Kim. Thank you. Thank you, Mighty Cat. Thank you, Fly Mom. Wuzzy and eggs definitely are in everything. Okay, butterfly wings. We could use a piece of tape on that one. It's being difficult. Cindy G and at Linda, who is our author and friend. Melody C. Melody C. Warped, who
tries to kill me.
sends that wonderful catnip. Flea Lady. I think they're, yep. Eric M. and family. Eric's one of our mods. Mrs. Charles. Lucy S. Occasionally you might hear one that's duplicated. We tried. Leo 2 Calf, and just in case I mispronounced it, it's this one. And then later we'll show you the whole board close up with the cam. Roseanne and Bianca. Andrea S. Kathy 3103 and John. Look how many names. Yeah, I'm going to mispronounce this one, I'm sure. Ammonihime. Jeezer MD. The Shoemaker family. They have been friends here for a long time. Barb. Tom C. Tom C. Mike and Allison W. Another tape one. Rich, Rose, and Fluffy. Of course, Fluffy. Anita S. and Barb A. Judy and Phil. I miss them. Cat Lover 14. Dixie D. Jesse. The Rhodes family and their kitties. Oh, there you are. Yeah, I saw your name too. Deb 11111. Judy S. Burgundy. Another mod. Norma C. in the UK. Wolfie. Aren't these a lot of names? So awesome. Bob and Gail. Tammy W. Diana DIF. Diana DIF. Judy R. Jean, Jean, Jean C. and Frances N. Jacqueline S. Mimi in Florida, and Jack and Buddy. I hear some birdies singing in there. James M. Diane E. Mark D. Katie and Ginger Snap. D.K. Weiler. Thank you, Eagle fan. Jill R. 27. Anita and Evan H. You know, it's really kind of gets you when you see all those names together like that, doesn't it? Little Cat 30, 33, and Alan. Kim G. Hope A. Webcammers. That covers all of you. Yarn Lover 2013. Tweety Tweet. Tom W. Aren't these pretty too? Tammy S. Janelle C. Nina W. Greg and Debbie K. D. Ryder. Michelle LAF. And Mary LAF, mom and daughter team. Thank you, everybody. Aren't those awesome? So many names. Many, many, many. And yep, great people, wonderful people. We're going to get ready to read. I'll move the tree while you all do that. Yeah, this was one of the kitty Christmas gifts. And we'll just put that down here for now. Do you want to sit on the stool or the table? Stool or table? Hmm?
Break the table.
No, no. Oh boy, oh boy. When we're done with the story, there goes Vernon inside that Christmas tree already. We will show you real close up of all of that. Look at all those names. So this is last year was Cindy's first year to make us a Christmas story that she wrote herself. And this year she did another one, Lynette, and I'll share the reading on this. And it's Cindy G, who is now our friend because she lives here in Defiance, and our author. And this one is called FFRC's Secret Special Guest. Remember the one last year when they went to the North Pole? That was fun.
That was cool.
I felt like I was right there with them. So we're going to read this and then we'll show you the names. Upon returning from the North Pole on Christmas Eve, oh, this must have been from last year's event, reading off of that. The residents never expected what happened next. When Mama Jackie came to the main area on Christmas morning and saw the Christmas tree filled with gifts, nobody knew that there was also a special guest among them. Can you guess who it is? It was Christmas morning and Mama Jackie was trying to find out where all of the Christmas gifts under the tree came from. The residents told her that they were from Santa and that they helped him deliver gifts on Christmas Eve. The gifts under the tree were the ones that Ramsey had in his Ferrari as he flew next to Santa's sleigh. They themselves didn't notice that as they flew through the midnight sky that the gifts were delivered until they returned home. Mama Jackie wasn't sure what to make of it, so she went along with their explanation and went to make breakfast. She and some of the volunteers would open them once they arrived. After serving the residents a special Christmas meal, Ramsey was sitting in his Ferrari watching everybody open gifts when suddenly he heard a strange knocking. He looked around and said, "What's that noise?" "What noise?" asked Spiker. "Listen, it sounds like knocking," said Ramsey. "Knock, knock, knock." Spiker listened and said, "Hey, yeah, sounds like it's coming from your Ferrari." "Got a little engine knock there, Rambo?" he laughed. Asha walked over and asked, "What's the matter, guys?" "Shh, listen. Do you hear that?" asked Ramsey. She listened and heard a knock, knock, knock. "Yeah, I hear it. It sounds like it's coming from your Ferrari," she said. Ramsey lowered his head next to the dash and heard the knocking coming from the glove box. "Guys, it's coming from the glove box," he said. "Open it," said Spiker. He slowly opened the glove box and out popped one of Santa's elves. "Merry Christmas," said the elf. "Thanks for letting me get out of there. It was kind of rough sleeping in such a small area." Their eyes grew big as they sat shocked. "It's an elf," said Asha. "How did you get in there?" she asked. He told them that he loved Ramsey's Ferrari and stowed away in it so he could visit the happiest place on earth. "I heard you all talking about this place called FFRC, and I wanted to see it for myself," he said. Just then, Connie, one of the volunteers, was coming towards them. "Duck!" shouted Ramsey. The elf hid under the dashboard as she walked by. "Phew, that was close," said Spiker. "We can't let anyone see you," he said. "Asha, maybe you should go get Derecho to see what we should do." She wandered over to where he was sitting on his rug, watching everyone, and whispered to him. "Psst, D-Man, we have a little problem," she said. "What's wrong?" asked Derecho. Ramsey has an elf in his glove box." "What?" asked Derecho. "It sounded like you said Ramsey has an elf in his glove box." "I did," she said. He looked at her all confused. "Is this a joke?" he asked. "No. Can you help us figure out what to do?" she asked. He told her to go back over to Ramsey and Spiker and not to say a word to anyone else. He was going to go get Magic. He made his way over to where he was and whispered to him. "Can you come here for a minute?" asked Derecho. "What's the matter?" asked Magic. "You're not going to believe this, but Ramsey has a stowaway in his glove box." "A what?" asked Magic. "There's an elf in Ramsey's glove box. We need your help to figure out what to do," said Derecho. "Is this a joke?" asked Magic. "That's what I thought at first, but this is no joke," he said. They went over to where the Ferrari was and said, "Okay, show us the elf." At that moment, the elf popped his head out from under the dashboard and said, "Merry Christmas." "Oh my gosh, it really is an elf," said Derecho. "That's what we've been trying to tell you," said Asha. They looked at each other with disbelief. "What do we do?" she asked. "I have an idea," said Spiker. "We can put him up on a shelf and he can watch without anyone knowing. He can be our very own elf on a shelf." "Hey, that's a great idea," they said. "After all the gifts are opened and the volunteers clean up, after all the gifts are opened and the volunteers clean up, we can move him to one of the shelves," said Derecho. "Clever idea," said Magic. "In the meantime, we need to let the others know that he's here and to keep it a secret. Spiker, please go to the kitty cabana and tell whoever is in there and make sure they don't blab. Asha, please go tell whoever is in Patty's place, and Derecho, you and I need to keep Mama Jackie and the volunteers distracted until they leave. Ramsey, you are on elf duty. Watch him and make sure nobody sees him." While everyone separated, Ramsey sat and talked quietly with the elf. "So, tell me again why you stowed away in my Ferrari," he said. "I heard you all talking with Santa about FFRC and how wondrous this place is, so I had to come see it for myself," said the elf. "When you were saying bye to Santa, I snuck out and climbed into the glove box. By the way, it's a little cramped in there. My legs are a bit stiff," he said. Ramsey laughed and said, "The glove box is not a seat, but apparently it is a good place to hide." "Does Santa know you are here?" he asked. "I don't think so. I bet when he wakes up he will," said the elf. "Maybe he won't notice," said Ramsey.
A little while later, all of the gifts were opened, and a few of the volunteers were cleaning up the paper and bows on the floor. Rachel and Magic were privately talking about what shelf they should put the elf on when Coralie sashayed by. "Hey guys, where's our special guest?" she asked. "He's over there with Ramsey," said Rachel. "We are just discussing what shelf to put him on," said Magic. "Why not put him on the shelf where Mama Jackie keeps the books one of our volunteer writes?" "Good idea. He would have a great view of the whole main area," said Rachel. "First we need to gather all the residents and introduce him to everyone," said Magic. "Since it is Christmas Day, Mama Jackie will spend time with her family, and the volunteers will be doing the same with their family, so it is pretty quiet here. When they leave, we will bring the elf out." It was about 9 o'clock in the morning, and everyone left to enjoy the day, so the residents gathered around the main area. "Where's the elf?" asked Lucy. "Come on out, Mr. Elf. The coast is clear," said Ramsey. He popped his head up from underneath the dash and said, "Hello, Merry Christmas!" They all just looked at him like they couldn't believe it. "What are you doing here?" asked Alma. "As I have told some of the others, I wanted to come see what FFRC was all about. I heard all the wonderful things you were telling Santa, and I wanted to come see for myself." Is Santa going to be mad that you're here?" asked Vern. "I hope not. He doesn't know I'm here." "Well, not yet, anyway," said the elf. "Do you have a name?" asked Panya. "Yes. My name is Alabaster Snowball, and I am in charge of the naughty and nice list." Vernon chuckled and said, "So, I guess this puts you on a naughty list with Santa." "It might," said the elf. "I just wanted to see how wonderful FFRC is." "We have a plan," said Coralie. "See that shelf over there? You can sit on it and watch all that goes on around here, and nobody will even know you are here." "Wow, thanks," he said. Hensley and Spiker pushed Panya's perch over to the shelf and watched as the elf climbed up. "Are you all set?" asked Hensley. "I'm good," said the elf. "It won't be too busy here today, but there will be volunteers coming in and out, and Mama Jackie comes to check on us throughout the day to make sure we haven't wiped out all of the snackers," said Rachel. Suddenly the main area door opened and Peggy came in. "Who is that?" asked the elf. "That is our wonderful volunteer Peggy. She is one example of how much volunteers love us," said Marilyn. The residents wandered around as the elf sat quietly on the shelf, just watching. Magic zoomed over to Peggy to greet her. She bent down, picked him up, and showered him with hugs and kisses. She then walked over to the counter and saw Draco sitting on his rug, and Alma and Lucy laying in their beds. She sat down on the rug as all the residents and kittens wandered over for some attention. She pet each one and every one of them and gave them lots of love and attention. The elf just watched and smiled. A few minutes later, Mama Jackie came through the door and wished Peggy a Merry Christmas and thanked her for coming. As they talked, the elf watched as Vernon wanted uppies from Mama Jackie. He laughed as Vernon laid around her shoulders. He could tell how much he loved her. A short while later, Peggy began unfolding a load of blankets and towels that were in the dryer. She also pulled out R2-D2 and vacuumed the floor. It was some sort of things that are done daily at FFRC. A few hours later, Peggy left for the day, so the residents sat and talked more with the elf. "So what do you think so far?" asked Canby. "I am so amazed at the amount of love and attention you receive. I can see why you love it here. Every cat and kitten that comes through these doors gets the same love and attention," said Kira. "Just keep watching and you will see," she said. A few minutes later, the main area door opened and in came Kathy. Some of the residents went over to greet her. She too sat on the floor, but this time she had a jar of snackers. Each resident has their own special way of asking for treats. Draco has the sweetest little meow. Ramsey eats his snackers in his Ferrari, and the others, well, some of them sit quietly, patiently, while others will climb all over you looking for the tasty treat. He wondered why Panya sat on the perch and meowed. It was because she has a favorite treat of her own. She loves Panya flakes. She would just sit there patiently, waiting for a handful. Kathy immediately grabbed the jar and put some in front of her. The elf watched and wondered, is this the display of love just this Christmas Day? Or is this the way it always is? He watched as Kathy played with them. She waved the fishing pole around as Hensley tried to grab it. That was one of his favorite toys. She then sprinkled some flakes on the floor and watched as the residents got crazy for a bit. What is that stuff, he wondered. It looked like fun. She fed them a light lunch and then left.
By the way, Cindy, are you here?
I am.
Why don't you pop your head over here? Just in case you haven't met Cindy. There she is. This is Cindy. That's who writes all these.
Hi.
Yep. And she's now a Defiance person.
I made Defiance that.
Defiance.
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 What do you think now? Asked Lucy. I do have a question, said the elf. What was that flaky stuff the volunteer sprinkled on the floor? That's catnip, said Coralie. It gives us a short bout of insanity and makes us feel invincible, she said. So is this the way things are all year or just on Christmas Day, he asked. It is like this each and every day, said to Rachel. They love and care they give us is not just a gift on Christmas, but a gift every day. Wow, that is amazing. I can now understand why you call FFRC the happiest place on earth, said the elf. As they sat and told him some of the fun things that go on at FFRC, the phone rang, so Magic answered it. Hello and Merry Christmas, this is Magic. The voice let out a hearty, ho, ho, ho. Hi, Santa, how are you? Asked Magic. Hey, everyone, it's Santa. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now, said the elf. I was wondering if you could help me, asked Santa. I seem to have lost one of my elves. Have you seen him, he asked. What does he look like, asked Magic. Santa laughed and said, he looks like one of my elves. His name is Alabaster Snowball, and he is in charge of the naughty and nice list. I see, said Magic. Is he on the naughty list? No, he isn't, said Santa. Let me explain if I may. Alabaster takes his job at the North Pole very seriously. He asked me this year if he could visit some of the places that write every year to see just how well others are cared for. And, well, I think he made the decision on his own to do just that, said Santa. He did mention that he heard us telling you about FFRC and he wanted to see it for himself, said Magic. It's okay, isn't it? He asked. Well, of course it is, said Santa. I know all about FFRC, so it would be good for him to experience this for himself. How do we get him back to the North Pole, Santa? Asked Magic. Tonight at midnight, when the clock strikes 12, he will know that it is time for him to return to the North Pole. The rest is pure Christmas magic, my friend. Please let him know I am not mad and that I commend him on a job well done, said Santa. I will tell him. Thanks for calling and Merry Christmas. Bye, Santa. Magic hung up the phone and shared the good news with the others. Santa is not mad. As a matter of fact, I think he is quite proud of you, he said. Oh, the elf was so relieved and excited to hear that because he was worried he would get fired. It was almost 6 p.m. and the final volunteer of the day arrived. It was Friday Night Mary. The residents loved it when she came. Watch this, Mr. Elf, said Alma. The residents wandered about like he wasn't there. As Mary entered the main area, Hensley ran up to her and wanted to be held. The elf watched as she cuddled him. Aw, it was so adorable. As he thought about it, he realized something special about this place, and that was even though the residents have some sort of disability or physical injury, they were not treated as such. They were left to be themselves, and most importantly, to do for themselves. Only special situations required help, but if they wanted to do something or move somewhere different, they did it all by themselves. I guess that's what love can do, and that's what the elf wanted to see for himself. Is FFRC truly what the residents spoke of? Without a doubt, it is, and so much more. While Mary was busy stocking shelves in the stockroom, the residents talked with the elf one more time before he left. So what is it Mary does for the rescue center, he asked. She cares for us and does the most amazing job of stocking and categorizing all the goodies our awesome supporters send us, said Pania. We call them FFRC Nation, and it is made up of wonderful people all over the world who support FFRC with their donations and their love. They are very important to us, and we love them. The elf just looked around as he soaked in all that he learned in just a few short hours.
So, did you see what you came for? Asked Spiker. I sure did, and so much more, he said. You have the world's greatest Mama Jackie, the most amazing volunteers, and the nation's most incredible supporters. It truly is the greatest and happiest place on earth. Moments later, he noticed it was almost midnight, and it was time for him to return to the North Pole. So is this goodbye? He asked. They all just looked at each other, and Rachel said, No, this is until we see you next year. We will be back again to help you and Santa. The elf was so excited, and he said, I will give FFRC the best report card ever. Magic winked and said, I think Santa already knows. Have a safe trip back, they said. Hey, how will you get back to the North Pole? Asked Vern. It is Christmas magic, said the elf. Now you see me? He pointed to distract him and said, What's that over there? As they turned their heads, he disappeared in a flash. When they looked back, he was gone. Huh. Now you see him, now you don't, said Asha. Wow, that was cool, said Ramsey. It's all about the magic of Christmas, said Rachel. Well, guys, it has been the most incredible Christmas this year. So until next year, we all wish you a very Merry Christmas. The end.
Oh, and there he is. There's Alabaster.
Alabaster the snowball.
Is there something else on my list? Where else is?
I'm likely to sing waiting for
Good job, Cindy.
Yeah, that was
Cindy,
great.
that was awesome. That was a great story.
You get so many of them in there. And if you cover, if you've covered almost all of it, all the volunteers, you leave. I try.
They're telling me thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
She's got a real talent, doesn't she?
Randy will dance to this. I've seen him do it. He's in his car right now. He's looking for the elf.
He's probably driving like this.
He's looking for the elf.
Well, let's show you all. I gotta unhook you here. We'll give you a close-up of what we have so far. So, while I'm unhooking this, I'll tell you what happened over at our house this morning. I woke up and was going to feed breakfast, and some of my kitties changed colors overnight. They were green and brown. They got into one of the bags of Warp's catnip, and it was all over the house, and I mean all over the house. Yes, that happened before here. So the kitties were sprinkled with it, and they were having just a hey-ho time, a goofy time. Yeah, we'll kind of try to give you close-ups of some of these.
They're in the Christmas spirit.
They were definitely in the Christmas spirit. Maybe you can spot your names then. I'm gonna be short.
So are you making your kitties write letters to work like you made these kitties write letters to work saying they're sorry?
Yeah. Mine weren't sorry.
Right.
Lynette, can you see that from here? Yeah, they must have been having a hey-ho time. First thing I noticed was the crunchiness under my foot. I was like, what is that? It was catnip. So y'all know Donna's over there with Steve and me and her kitties, and they're all doing really well. So in our third time, which will be 1 o'clock, we will have some more questions to ask you. And we will also have a tiger story. And we're going to show you some more kitties. The canvas drawing. And we'll read some more names to you. The drawing for the next canvas will be Ramsey. Yep. Ramsey, or as Cindy calls him, Mr. No, because that's what he tells us sometimes when we want to feed him. He shakes his head no. Yeah, and for those of you that have had Warp's catnip, you know how powerful it is. All right, and to end this one, we have another. I love these. I know I probably drive you guys all crazy, but I enjoy them. Where's your little on-off switch?
Come on, Lynette, join
This is a much calmer one than Rudy's. And on Facebook, I believe this got put up as just a fun thing for you all to do for Christmas also. So check it out, see if you can find it. We'll be back at 1 o'clock. Okay,
So,
you have till 1 o'clock.
okay.
Yay, rah. Let's put this out in the middle then. I guess we'll have to move that. There. You ready?